Alright guys, welcome back to another Warframe video. So in the last video, we did the first half of the Whispers in the Walls quest. I, of course, had no clue how long it was going to be when I jumped into it. But from my preparation for the mission and getting to play it through its totality, it ended up being a little over 2 hours. So I just decided to split it in half, which was naturally right around the 1 hour mark. So today there's nothing more. We're just going to jump right in and pick right where we left off in the last video. Obviously, if you're following along and you didn't catch the first half yet, that's the video that went live in the last episode. So this is just picking up, and we're going to jump straight in to part 2. Where'd you go, Lloyd? Over by the computer again?
Thank you. A moment, please.
You're welcome.
Would you do the honors?
Arthur? Tenno. Forgive me. I need Lloyd to understand why I had to leave without him. Why I forced him to destroy the device after I had gone. And why I could never say the words he so needed to hear. If I had remained in the Deimos laboratory, Lloyd would never have been safe from him. You know of what I speak. And so I retreated to the only place in history where that entity could not easily follow, to draw his greedy eye away from Lloyd.
Okay.
Tenno, I require your trust. Craft the little curio whose blueprints you will find in the computer's memory. Complete the Kalimos sequence. Repair. Rebuild. When the time is right, find me.
Okay. Simple enough instructions.
The skin of a martyr doesn't suit you, Albrecht. If something mattered, he'd have found a way. It's too late. You heard him, Tenno. He requires your trust. So craft the bloody thing.
Hey. Patience is a virtue, Lloyd. Return to the orbiter. Alright, and that's just one of these things. I wonder, can I just leave from here straight back to the orbiter? Let's find out. Yeah. It didn't say anything about losing progress. I assume that's perfectly fine.
Tick-tock, kiddo. You don't want to be late again, do you?
Maybe. Albrecht's blueprint. 99 seconds. Okay. Well, that gives me a little time to reflect on what we've been playing thus far. Very fun, very engaging. I rather liked the room where we had to get the security level lowered with all the enemies. That was fun and engaging to fight, no matter which direction you turned. The set and setting is awesome. The lore is obviously spectacular. It looks fantastic. The soundtrack is great, albeit I strongly suspect I'm going to have bits where I'll have to mute in this one, but it's unavoidable. So we'll just let this finish up, and then we'll see what the next turn this story takes. So I'm guessing we're going after Albrecht. We're going to complete what we need to complete, and then we are going to go find him. But it's possible that that element of this we do down the line at a later point in the game's main story. So I guess we'll see. Either way, it's very fun, and can't wait to see what's around the next corner. Okay. Scrap that.
The Jahu gargoyle.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it back here and we shall examine what form will do to help us.
Okay. The Jahu gargoyle. A new voice. I gather that's the next step. Okay. Onward we go. Oh! I'm seeing some new mission nodes pop up here. I think I had 6 or 7 left to complete. Alright, yep, that's placed.
Albrecht may have told you to build that thing, but given how he used people and threw them away, he may not have cared for your safety. If that gargoyle is a threat, you must take it from the Sanctum immediately. Now, activate it.
Okay. Well, moment of truth there, Lloyd.
At last! If ignorance is bliss, then you, Tenno, must be ecstatic. Come on then, bring it closer. Wakey, wakey.
Where did that come from? Identify yourself!
Please, Lloyd, let them figure it out. Here, in the jar. What? The fish with the big brain? Yes, the fish with the big brain. Can we please finally get this interminable process over with?
Albrecht used you to give the Kavia a voice, just as he used me to keep them alive. Such a resourceful man.
Yeah, that's one word for it.
So, here we are then, the best of what's left. Clearly, Papa's plan was countered. Color me surprised. Right then, we may proceed with the sequence.
You animals have observed us all this time, have you not? You've given yourself a role in the sequence?
Indeed we have. Oh, come, Lloyd. It's named after Papa's favorite pet. Spare the rod and spoiled. We know the fragmented ones are heralds of the indifference. We know the chosen operator must summon and destroy them. And regrettably, you, Lloyd, have made this impossible.
Choose your words carefully, fish.
Then, the grimoire is incomplete. The final page hidden away by Lloyd. Be a darling and retrieve it. That's all. Run it on.
So be it. The gift of decency was clearly not bestowed upon the Kavia, Tenno. But I cannot deny the page's current status is lost.
Talk? Talk? I can talk. Hey, hey! Oh, Mr. Lloyd! Mr. Lloyd! Where is Papa? Why did Papa leave us? Mr. Lloyd!
Papa is gone. We could all be gone too. In an instant. Like... We have to keep quiet.
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there was something else I was going to have to do and interact with in there, so I was just taking down some enemies.
I need to boil this down for you. Should the indifference's corrupting touch reach us and take back our speech, we would be screwed. Go, Maria love, and eradicate the murmur in this patch before the big bad gets word that Lloyd's awake and the fish is talking.
Tenno, there is some truth to what the fish says. That page was the last thing my Albrecht ever wrote. Meant for me. Since I have no interest in reading his endless set of justifications, I hid it away instead. But with all this chaos, it's undetectable.
Okay, I guess they're just going to keep flooding in. Are they below me or above me?
So long as the indifference is missing a digit, it is confined to the strands of Kra. Don't ask, your tiny mind would likely pop under the strain of understanding. This
I'm not
limitation
asking.
is our one hope.
I'm just rolling with it.
Not patronize the Tenno fish. The strands of Kra are merely void renderings of the chains of cause and effect. Conceptually embodied timelines, if you will.
Papa's daughter excelled at explaining complicated concepts in childish terms. I see now where she learned it.
Easy enough. Just keep wiping out the enemies in the room. Noderick, obviously, working pretty well for this. More? Yep. Got more. There's always more. Is that a shield generator of sorts? I know I saw something else back this way. Yep, a couple something else's.
I'm sure this is new. The rest of us are moments away from an extinction grim, black, and final. So, if you would be so kind, finish up so I can point you toward that sodding page!
Okay, well, we're working on it. Patience is a virtue. All right. You're just gonna keep rushing up the stairs? Not necessarily.
A long walk towards competence, but here you are. Now, please.
How about you give me the page instead, kiddo? It's part of our deal.
Let's grab it. All right. Presumably that'll make this stronger. Presumably. Oh no, that won't do.
There. It's done. Keep it to yourself, Tenno. I'm damned if I'm giving Albrecht the last word.
Raps upon the untimed door, and sans grimoire, we are undone. We've been rumbled.
Don't sweat it. Oh, yeah, let's just walk into that thing's mouth. That seems safe.
The murmur diverted your extraction jump. We need you back at the Sanctum, now!
I'm en route. All right, Lloyd.
It took my future. It's taking the labs inch by inch. Well, I won't let it take his bloody carvia.
The sodding indifference seeks a path through the walls, and then, Tenno, through you. Keep it at bay.
All right, let's see if the grimoire hits any harder now. I mean, it's not bad, I guess, but it's not putting out the damage that Nautaruk does. Am I about to have to fight that?
The strand holds. The indifference approaches. Soon, it will take on mass.
Well, hopefully not. Now what do we have here? Yeah, okay.
Get out! There's nothing for you here! Get out!
Tinu! The grimoire must speak with its own voice.
Okay. Yeah, they're trying to point me to something behind me. So I guess I need to get back here. Yep, and then we'll be able to do something about this. Okay, I got it. So that's the Jahu Gargoyle's purpose. To allow the grimoire to speak. Alright. Then presumably we'll be able to damage that big nasty.
Lloyd, you gave me back my sight, but I would not spare you a glance. You gave me back my voice, but I never spoke to praise you as I should have. For you were my right hand, my strength, my support, my sanctuary. Even when the galleries hurled scorn upon me,
Alright, phase one.
desire was to suffer it in my stead.
Oh, we have to head back to Jahu again? Alright, no problem, I can do that.
On your first day of service, you aspired to be worthy of me. I only wish that I could have been worthy of you, my lord.
That doesn't look safe. Let's not get hit by that. Well, that's just bringing parts back in. Let's try to hit the main target. Or maybe a bit of both. Don't grab the Tenno. Oh boy. Oh man. lost this fight. Oh. I didn't expect that.
Stillness. Tenno. No. Operator.
The strand of claw has been cut, while the indifference remains undeterred. I foresee a grim and continuing struggle to safeguard Papa's laboratory from its fell and ruinous grasp.
Indeed. I shall not waver. Protect the vessels. Repair. Rebuild. So runs the Kalimo sequence. And such is our task. In the version of the past we saw, my Albrecht said we were too late. The solution, naturally, is to arrive on time next time. You keep the murmur at bay, I shall fulfill my role. Punctuality. The Entrati family never could arrive on time without my help. And so, here I am, back to my old role, the diligent servant. Albrecht would have smiled at that, I think. He said, "Do not let it see you weeping, Lloyd."
Okay.
We had a deal. The deal was shook.
Shaken.
A little handshake. All it took. Though from the deal, the wee child ran.
Yet still, we end as we began.
That seems ominous. Oh, wow. Well, that definitely sets us up for some really awesome future story, guys. That was a heavy-handed dose of lore right there. But either way, guys, that was just spectacular. Every time I play one of the actual story, you know, I call all the side and Warframe specific missions part of the story because they are, but like the actual story, it's just superb. This was another in a long line, and it really just kind of sets up for what potential might be coming around the corner next. That was really cool. There was a lot in that to unpack. But least of all, and I mentioned it while I was playing, I really enjoyed the different kind of blends of art style and setting in the midst of that, let alone the fantastic story. But it definitely feels like we're going to continue getting some more lore directly related to this. So since we got to kind of reset a past wrong and we get another chance at it, And now we've got Lloyd back in the fold. I mean, I don't know where they're going to be going with the story from there, but I mean, it just keeps throwing on layer after layer after layer. Either way, that was spectacular. Glad I finally got to that one, and I guess for the current active stories, I'm just down to that Mirage quest I will have to sort out. But let's just back that out.
One must make the best of things.
Okay. What happens if I
You've
talk
met
to
the
Lloyd
animals,
now?
The catastrophe Albrecht saddled me with? Well, any ideas? Their roles were intended to be filled by qualified personnel. People! Instead, we have this. It's bad comedy. They're imprinted with whatever information they need to function, and an understanding of our current state of affairs, including Albrecht's absence. They were sent into the void using a bell of the same design that Albrecht initially used. The void got in, somehow. Again. One of the animals was lost, and the rest came back like that. We placed them in stasis, pending a proper examination. For them, the disaster, intelligence, and selfhood all occurred only hours ago. They're psychological shrapnel, and they're all we've got. See what you can do with them. I simply do not have the time.
Okay. Of course, another side faction, as it were.
Do would vex my sanity, Tenno.
It would vex your sanity? Well, my intent is not to vex you. So what would I mean, I could use that. Shrill Voca. I think I definitely picked up one of those for 500. Maybe I didn't.
Maybe I'll just take another little nap. Be patient with me, Tenno.
Shrill
I'm
Voca.
still adjusting to this era.
So I could pick up one of those.
Oh,
Like,
I'll just pop off and find something to dust. We
What's
truly
arcane
have accumulated a
dissolution?
bewildering quantity of
Oh.
stuff.
whatever Phosphor is, receive 3 random arcanes. That's actually really cool. I mean, I don't know what all of those arcanes are or do. But to have the ability to get, legendary possibles and rares. Common, uncommon. I wonder, does that list run even longer? Oh, those are all rare. Okay, got it. Common, uncommon, rare. So I guess it just kind of depends on what you're going after, but that's actually really, really cool. So how does one earn phosphor? Interesting. All right.
Very good, Tenno.
Research
I cannot
Dante.
lie, Tenno. I have always felt nervous in the presence of Warframes. The Orokin twisted people into weapons, and I've seen firsthand the bloody and well-deserved consequences of that act.
Introdi
Dante,
disruption
now.
missions.
In his company, I felt no such anxiety. He was warm, earnest, literate, a fellow seeker. To know that he perished in these very halls while I slept is a bitterness to me. I remember when we learned of the Warframe insurrections. Their madness, savage and sudden, justifying all the Orokin fear. All their heroic deeds were forgotten in an instant. Those, like Dante, who had yet to succumb, became fugitives. To shelter them meant death, or glassing.
Yeah, Dante, I definitely want to get my hands on. I've used him a couple times now in the Deviri circuit, and yeah, he seems really, really
The gods
good.
of writing were always gods of magic too.
Okay.
Demons and ideas, both bound up in books. I know what it must have cost you to bring me these.
So I could have sworn that I picked up one of these shrill Bakas while we were in there playing.
Yes, I'm
But-
sure we've all got better things to do. Sometimes I wonder how much of this Albrecht saw coming.
Let's just say
And then
yes.
I try not to think about it.
And then I'll see if I can at
The
least get
debris
this
of
started by
monstrousness.
doing that.
Let us learn from it. Research keeps the Kavia busy, and
Yeah,
that keeps
that'll
them
throw
off my
500
back.
in. So there's probably a much better way to do this, and that's presumably by doing those missions. Where did it
Arcanes.
mention?
The very name smacks of sorcery. Asking for trouble
Was it
in my
when I hovered up there? No.
I'll just put this all back then. Put me to work, Tenno. Drusus has his debts to pay.
Intrati
and I
disruption
have
missions. Okay.
Oh, I'll just pop up to better times.
Yeah, I hear you, Lloyd. Don't even worry about it. All right. So what about? Do we interact with anything over here anymore? We just talked to Lloyd. Do we still use the computer? Aha! Well, that's a really cool little summary of everything that we've done up to this point.
Battery? Be a lad. Oh, yes. Operator, correct? Drifter, perhaps? You'll find our merry band share that unconventional relationship with their appellations. I am Fibonacci. Papa's design has uplifted me to function as the coordinating factor of this little group. You, may have heard that one of our number was consigned to paradise before our return from the void. Min, Tagva's mate. Yes, most unfortunate. Too often it is the good and the young who forge our future, laying their lives upon progress's unfeeling anvil. Now, let us apply ourselves to the grand work at hand and deny our minds melancholy's frigid caress. To work!
Ah. Okay, what
Gather
happened?
the others. I have
We'll need more of
something to
those.
say
Got it.
to all of you.
And we would need some bounties done. Yep, of course, because why wouldn't we? Lot higher level enemies down here. How high does it go? 115 to 120? Corvex? Okay. Well, I know that frame. Mandanel, don't know what that is. Oh, there is so much to do in this game.
One
Sometimes
does not
it's a
wipe
little
one's
overwhelming.
arse with the... Run along.
Yep, I got it. So we talked to him. We did both of those two. Looks like there's one more thing possibly upstairs. Yep, the bird.
Mr. Tagfer is very still and very quiet. Like a dead thing in the hot green thing I think that came from. Jungle. He must be practicing. Mr. Tagfer? Wow, he's really good at that. Dead thing. Is Min a dead thing? Can my friends be dead things? Can I be a dead thing? Oh, Papa will bring her back. Papa can do that. Papa won't let us be dead things. Papa, bark, loves us. Yes, bark, yes, bark, bark. Mr. Fishanachi, he'd know. Papa's plan, he said. So,
You good, bud?
take that one. Oh, no, that one. Or, I'm helping.
Yeah, okay. A lot of stuff in here. Ooh, some new Necromech mods. Nice. Another means of attaining Corvex. Cool. Shiny treasures. What is this? I guess this is just decorative stuff. Oh, okay. Amber Archon Shards. Got it. So there's another way to get at least yellow ones, or maybe it rotates on the daily, so you don't necessarily have to do the Archon hunts, which I'm very keen to do, but I don't think I'm prepared for that just yet.
Bye-bye now.
Alright, is there any more? Because that was all downstairs, so if I say fast travel, they won't let me. That's okay. We talked to... Yep, one more.
1 minute.
Tagfer.
I existed only to eat and flee and breed. The next I was me. But men, did men have time to be men before she and I, we were the last. Did you know that? Without her, there's no more us. No more Tagfer and men. No soft calls. No gentle nuzzling muzzle. No little Tagfers. No little mins. Ever. Fibonacci says we have to trust that it's all part of Papa's plan. How? Why? And now I have a purpose. So the fish says, to help you in the ways in which I have been instructed. But all I want is to be with her. Min.
Okay.
Papa never wanted anyone to know what he was up to. That's why he built the Netra cells. Little hideaway vaults. Not even Lloyd knows what he got up to in there. I want to know. I can get you into the anchor hold, where Albrecht stored all his key glyphs. They're on a rotation timer. Only one Netra cell can be opened at any given time.
Oh.
Before you can do that, you've got to find the Netra cell and neutralize any opposition. Impossible for a guy like me, but maybe not for someone with a working pair of opposable thumbs. What do you say?
Well, that looks like that will be brutally difficult, so that's obviously in-game content. I'm not ready. The fact that I could technically do it is cool and all, but yeah, not ready for that. That's fine.
Then?
But it also looks like that's another means of acquiring Archon shards. So it looks like there's multiple paths to that.
I know Lloyd cares for Papa. So if you find him and anything goes down, do me a solid. Keep Lloyd away. You understand?
Okay.
Bye.
Let's see. Open up the full map. Yep. We have communicated with everybody here, so I believe that we are done here. All right, guys. So yeah, obviously already reasonably in depth.
Tenno, the Warframe Corvex was designed by my Albrecht's own hand to protect the chosen operator from the hazards of his laboratory. This design is yours, by right. I intend to keep the promise I made to him. When the time is right, and the equipment repaired, I will assist you to travel back to the past, to the pivotal year of 1999. Perhaps, between us, we may change history. Lloyd.
Thanks, Lloyd. Okay, so we've got the blueprint, and we have the means to earn the parts. easy enough. Drusus?
Oh, the Leverian. It was floundering. You understand? Going under. All that work I put into it, and so few visited, let alone donated. Oh, I don't mean you, of course. I know you're a friend to the Leverian. You just wasn't enough. So when Parvos made me an offer, I thought, oh, why not? Just let it go. Let it all go. I took the deal, Tenno. I shouldn't have, but I did. Oh, if only Dante was still around. Please, you must come see me.
Operator, Ordis is sorry. Happy to report that all my good jokes are gone.
Good one, Ordis. Okay.
Chosen operator. A friendly suggestion. You could do so much more with those melee weapons of yours.
Melee upgrade segment?
I donate my wisdom on both tool and technique. Listen well. Tenukai, a fighting technique fusing void and bestial instinct. Raw power. While I have never used Tenukai, I understand it perfectly. Somewhat of a mind master. Enough so that lost materials pertaining to Tenukai have been stored just out of my reach in the Sanctum. Tools. Papa was not one to rest. Use this segment to unlock more potential for your arsenal. The arcane was an art and science that Papa studied well. The convexity of my bowl a magnifying glass on his research, and now your gain.
Brilliant.
Install this segment, acquire melee arcanas, find Tenukai modules, and observe the results. A swift deletion of your foes.
Oh, very cool. Got it? Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. And we already did that. All right, so obviously I have some new paths to go down and discover. What was the name of this? The Leverian. Yeah, we're not going to do that today. We'll obviously leave that message in the inbox. But yeah, guys, a ton of stuff to do. I guess I can install the segment. Is this where they want me to install it? Yeah, perfect. So what happens if I just look at a random melee weapon? Let's just say
Excellent
upgrade.
compliments, Operator. Please return covered in blood. Safe and sound.
The Exilus adapter. So I'll have to presumably craft those or earn those, or it looked like you could just get one by spending platinum. I'd rather go through the process to actually do it. So let's just take another peek over here. Miscellaneous. Exilus weapon adapter. Oh, I guess I should do that the next time I have another random Argon. So we'll play around with that. Yeah, I mean, guys, every time you turn, there's something new and big and completely different to go after. So, I mean, I've just got a boatload of stuff on the docket. But obviously, we have to walk before we can run. So I've still got a ways to go. I still have missions that I've yet to do. In fact, let's just go to my profile real quick. Double check. Is it stats? That'll be starchart progress. 6. So there's 6 mission nodes. Let's see if any of those new ones that popped up on the Necrolist on Deimos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 6. So I complete those, and I've technically completed the star chart. So yeah, we have some more stuff to do. Not gonna obviously jump into that today, but we've got 6 new missions. We've got the Laverian. We've got even more, syndicates, factions, whatever you want to call them, towards which to get credit and earn credit and do bounties and upgrades and get the unlocks. We got Dante, we got Corvex. I mean, there's just a litany of stuff that's been thrown at me in the last few play cycles. So I'm not going to get overwhelmed by it. We're just going to tackle everything one at a time, guys. That's cool, I guess.
Don't
nice to
stop
get that
believing,
next
dreamers.
cred stick there so I could grab another Orican reactor or catalyst. But either way, guys, yeah. Plenty to do. So I am just going to leave it at that. This is probably going to end up being a 2-parter because I can see my audio recorders telling me I've been now recording for well over 2 hours. I'm going to basically show that without cuts other than the part where I was just reading the condensed lore of the game on that PC. I'll cut that out. I just wanted to read it because it was very interesting. But it's also a good, if somehow people that aren't that big into paying attention or just skip around and somehow they get to that section of the game and, are lost. Good way to put all the pieces together. I'd say personally for me, I'm a big lore person in any game, and this game has excellent, very layered and nuanced lore. That's a good reference for anybody that wants to get caught up, but I stand by the opinion it's well worth trying to play in the release order so everything makes sense, and just enjoy it. Just enjoy the process. But yeah, guys, that was really, really a good story mission. Tons and tons of lore in there, and yep, you can now see that I am 100% caught up with the exception of the Hidden Messages Warframe quest that I'm just going to have to trial and error, which I will get to. But that at least catches us up on all the main, and I have so many directions that I could potentially be pushed and pulled. I'm just going to take my time with it, one thing at a time. I still need to go back and complete the Deviri experience as well. There's a ton on the docket. I'm just going to keep taking the same approach I've taken from the beginning. This is what I'm working on today, make some progress there, eventually I complete it, move on to the next thing. I have been hopping and skipping and jumping around a fair bit over the last couple of months, but now that I'm very close to the end of the game, I'm just going to start focusing in one specific direction, get the daily and weeklies that I need to in the background, keep accumulating materials for crafting, run the bounties, get the syndicates and factions ranked up, and just approach it one step at a time as we continue to build our arsenal, get to try out more Warframes, and then slowly turn the corner to get ready for this end-game content. But I'm still a little ways off yet, guys. I still feel not very well prepared, but either way, it'll be interesting when we finally get in to give it a first go. Regardless, guys, long video. I do fully expect to split this playthrough into 2 parts, so I'll come back and re-record just some outro for part 1, and I'll re-record an intro for part 2. But the big takeaway was I absolutely loved it. That was a spectacular quest. The lore in there alone, let alone the actual really fun and engaging gameplay, I loved it. And yeah, I'm still really digging Trinity. I like this frame. This is one that's going to be in my main rotation for sure. I definitely like Trinity. But guys, been playing quite a while. A lot of recording and a lot of video to edit here. So that is going to do it for today's video. As always, I do sincerely appreciate you checking in, and we will catch you on the next one.